Hello everyone and welcome to Daily Grace with Pastor James. Thank you for joining me in this episode. Today we're going to be talking about how God can use your obstacle for His glory. God will use your obstacle for His glory. Remember Paul in 2 Corinthians 12:9 when he was asking the Lord to take away the obstacle in his life, and the Lord told him that His grace is sufficient for him. 2 Corinthians 12:7-9. And lest I should be exalted above measure by the abundance of the revelation, a thorn in the flesh was given to me, a messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I be exalted above measure. Concerning this thing, I pleaded with the Lord 3 times that it might depart from me. And He said to me, my grace is sufficient for you. For my strength, that's the Lord's strength, is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, most gladly, I would rather boast in my infirmity, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Wow. So God would use the obstacles you are going through right now for His glory. There is a story about a wonderful man. This man was born without arms and without legs. He's called Nick Vujicic. You probably must have heard about him, or if you haven't, you just go and Google him. This guy, when he was given birth to, the doctors and his mom were surprised that he didn't have arms and he didn't have legs. And they said it's a rare sickness. But the doctors apologized for not being able to detect it as such. And they said that they gave the mother an option to abort the baby. But thank God the mother did not abort the baby. And this actually made a negative impact in his life growing up. And he said between the age of 8 and the age of 12, he went into serious depression, up to a point that he wanted to commit suicide by drowning. But thank God he did not succeed. I'll tell you about this guy's achievement later in the course of our discourse. But then there's also a story in the Bible that we can look at, and that is the story of Esther in Esther 2 verse 17. Now the king was attracted to Esther more than to any of the other women, and she won his favor and approval more than any of the other virgins. So he set a royal crown on her head and made her queen instead of Vashti. Brethren, God works in our weakness, not in our strength. When you are weak, that is when the strength of the Lord replaces your weakness and He starts working with you. It is not just your strength that the Lord will use in fulfilling the purpose for His purpose for your life, or for you to achieve the thing that He has created you for. In your weakness, He can actually achieve His purpose. When we look at this wonderful story of Esther, Esther had several limitations. In fact, big limitations that would have made her draw back and not achieve what God has proposed for her life. One, she was an orphan adopted by Mordecai. She was a minority, a Jew living in the Persian country. And of course, she was a single woman. And in that society then, single women had no say in a male-dominated society. But despite all these obstacles, the Lord still used Esther in a fantastic way. Sometimes what we look at in our lives as disaster, what we call disaster in our life, is a part of God's bigger plan for your life. It's a part of God's plan for you fulfilling your destiny. Brethren, It's easy for us to always look at our limitation and see our limitation. If only I had this level of education, it would have been different. If only I'm in a church that is loving, it would have been different. If only I came from a rich family, if. That attitude is an attitude that kills us. And when we focus on that attitude, we never fulfill God's plan and God's purpose for our lives. You have to realize that it is in these unpleasant circumstances in your life that God often ordains opportunities that He will use to make you to make a difference in the life where He has put you in. But it's hard to see all these things, to see it the way I'm talking about it now, especially when we are going through that thing that is called pain. Let us also look at the story of Job. Job was the wealthiest man in his own time, but overnight, God allowed everything in Job's life to be taken away. His wealth, his family, his health, everything was taken away from him. And Job started questioning God. But in that questioning, God was silent. Listen to what Job said in Job 23, 9 to 10. He says, I do not see him in the north, for he is hidden. I looked to the south, but he is concealed. 10. But he knows where I am going, and when he tests me, I will come out as pure as gold. Now, when we jump to 13 to 14, 13 says, but once he has made his decision, who can change his mind? Whatever he wants to do, he does. So he will do to me whatever he has planned. He controls my destiny. Wow. He controls my destiny. Yes, we are living through some terrible, difficult times. And sometimes we are like Job, although it is not exactly what Job has gone through that we are going through, but we are like Job, trying to be able to figure out everything on our own. And it's not making sense. But God knows what is going on. God knows the pleasures and He knows the pain. God knows the opportunities. He knows the obstacles in your life that you are going through today. Now, when we jump back to the story of Nick, this same man without arms and legs, listening to his achievements, he today is a motivational speaker, and he has spoken to over 6.5 million people across the globe. He's an author. He has written several books like Life Without Limit, Unstoppable, Stand Strong, Love Without Limit. This is somebody without arms and legs. He is the founder of Life Without Limits, where he's encouraging people that are going through struggles to make them see that there is hope in life. He's also acted in a film. He is in the Guinness Book of Records as the most hugged person in an hour, with 1,740 people hugging him within an hour. So many achievements. And imagine if the doctor's suggestion has gone through, if his attempt to commit suicide has succeeded, all these things that we've talked about wouldn't have happened. No matter what you're going through, just trust and hold on to God, and He will see you through. Let's just pray for a moment. Heavenly Father, I come before you today on behalf of all who are struggling with challenges and obstacles in their lives. You are the God of all comforts, the one who brings hope to the weary and strength to the weak. Lord, you see each person's heart, and you know the burden they are carrying. You are the burden bearer. You know the struggles they face, whether they are financials, emotional, physical, or spiritual. Lord, in your mercy, draw them to yourself. Let them feel your presence and know that they are not alone. When they feel overwhelmed, remind them of your promise in Isaiah 41:10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Thank you so much for listening to me in this episode, and I pray that the Lord will come through for you. If this has blessed you, please do share it with others. Once again, my name is Pastor James Egudibe, and I pastor RCCG Solid Rock Parish, 55 Woods Lane, DE22 3UD. If you are looking for a Bible-believing church, we have wonderful brethren that will welcome you with an open arms. Thank you, and God bless you. Bye.